What's up, YouTube family? It's LessOfSarah. It's week 99 out from VSG, or vertical sleeve gastrectomy weight loss surgery, which I had on November 30th, 2012 in Mexicali, Mexico at Mexicali Bariatric Surgery Center with Dr. Aceves. So, week 99, almost at week 100, and then pretty soon it'll be week 104, which will be my 2-year surgery, which is crazy to think about. I don't know that I'm planning on doing anything special, but one thing that I do want to do is a follow-up to the skin flick that I did a while ago, which has like, I don't know, 60-something thousand views, so apparently people just really want to see what my excess skin looks like. I wanted to do a follow-up video because I wanted to show kind of how my body and my excess skin has changed, even though I haven't necessarily lost a ton of weight since I made that video. I think I've only lost maybe 25 pounds since that video was made, but I just kind of wanted to show how my body has changed in that time. So I'm going to do that at some point in the next 5 weeks. The other thing I'm going to do is stop making weekly updates. Now I'm going to still make weekly videos, but they won't be like a, you know, week whatever, just because I think I'm not really at the point now where anyone really cares how much I weigh or exactly what I've been eating or what I've been doing that week. You know, at this point I think it just makes a lot more sense for me to make my videos about issues and topics that are important to me or in the community or things that I've been experiencing as, I guess, a vet, if you want to say that. So yeah, I'm going to stop doing weekly updates, as it were, but I'll still be making videos on a weekly basis, hopefully maybe more than one, who knows. I need to get back into it because I miss you guys, and hopefully I have some interesting stuff to say. It's been a while. So yeah, that's what's been going on. It's been an interesting week. I had some NSVs. I've been doing some interesting stuff. Weight-wise, so my highest weight was 460, surgery day weight 420. My lowest weight was 201.8. I am now pretty much at exactly the same weight I was last week. I'm 215.4 or something like that. I'm, again, still stuck around 215. Doesn't seem to matter what I eat, what I do. Nothing's really changed this week. Still having some issues with eating. It's a little bit better, except this morning I tried to have a protein shake, which I haven't done in ages, and it was terrible. It made me feel awful. So I don't know what that was about, but I guess I'll have to try again. I'm struggling a little bit with getting in as much protein as I used to, just because I'm trying to incorporate other stuff into my diet. So a little bit more variety and a little bit more fruit and some vegetables, and so I can't physically get in as much protein. But as long as I'm at, you know, 60 to 80 for the day, I'm generally pleased with that. So that's what's going on there. Applied for some jobs this week. I've been talking about not being sure about what I wanted to do with my business, and I've decided pretty much to kind of go to part-time and try and get a job or even a couple of jobs just kind of on the side. Something that I would enjoy, working at a place that I like. Had an interview with Starbucks the other day. I have a follow-up interview next week, so keep your fingers crossed. I might get to be a barista. And I also got a job at Target. So that starts November 6th, I think. Target and Starbucks are both super close to my house. So I was just looking for something really close to home that had flexible hours. If I get the job at Starbucks, I'd like to try and actually keep both. Because, you know, it's Christmas, I could use the money, and yeah. I just kind of want to do something different and something where I get to work at a cool place and interact with people on a daily basis. So that's what's going on there. Couple cool NSVs this week. I bought, and I know, ladies, you'll understand this. I bought my very first pair of regular width, regular calf size boots. That was a huge deal. It was actually starting to really piss me off because I was trying to buy boots at like Lane Bryant or Torrid or wherever, and the calves were giant on all of them. Like I could put 2 hands in them. They looked terrible. But I didn't think that regular calf boots would actually fit me. But I was at a store here that actually specializes in clothing and footwear for taller women, so they have larger shoe sizes because I wear a 12. And I bought a pair of boots there, and they were not even a wide width. And I used to wear at least like a 12 double wide. And sometimes that wouldn't even be big enough. And yeah, so super exciting. And then a big kind of NSV for me as well. Everybody knows I'm a big football fan, and I dragged Chris to his very first Hamilton Tiger Cats game last week, and I think he actually had fun. He's not a big sports guy. He doesn't actually know anything about football, so it was kind of fun. But, you know, I'll teach him. And probably my 9-year-old will teach him too. 5-year-old, not so much. So I have been a season ticket holder for the Tiger Cats since I was like 3. It's a huge thing in my family, football. And both my kids have personalized jerseys. They have their name on the back, and then they have the numbers of the year of their birth. So they say X Spano and Z Spano, 05 and 09. And then my parents bought one for Will as well that says W Spano and 77, which is the year that he was born. And I didn't really want one because I couldn't fit into the women's size jerseys, which are cut for women, so they're shorter and they actually like come in, they're fitted. The men's jerseys, they're like game jerseys, so they have huge shoulders and then they taper in because they're meant for athletes who are wearing padding underneath. And so yeah, I could buy one that fit me in a men's size, but it looked terrible. It was just huge and droopy in the shoulders, and then it would be really tight in the waist, hip, bum area. So I decided that that's what I wanted my goal gift to be from my parents, was a personalized Tiger Cat jersey. So I finally made the time to go down to the store, try them on. I wanted to buy a size that actually I could wear over something, like over a hoodie or over something when it's cold. I got the specialty third jersey called the Stealth jersey that they came out with this year, because it's the very first inaugural season at the new Tim Hortons Field, which is the new stadium that they built. And it's, their colors they're like Steeler colors, gold and black. I know technically Steelers are black and yellow. They're black and gold. And these jerseys are actually black and charcoal gray and gold. So they're pretty cool. So that was a big NSV too. And also I bought 2 hats. And hats sounds like a weird NSV, but my face used to be so big that I could not buy a hat that actually looked good on me at all. And now I actually look okay in hats. So yeah, it was kind of a fun week with that stuff. Speaking of looks, it's been kind of challenging, and I know I vaguely talked about this already. It all kind of ties together with something else I wanted to touch on, which was some stuff that Phil talked about this week in his video. But I've been struggling a lot with my appearance and my confidence the last little while. I don't feel good about myself, and I know if you are pre-surgery or even early out, it may be weird to hear that. You know, a lot of people would say, wow, you know, if I lost 250 pounds, I mean, I would think I was the hottest thing out there. I have a hard time from time to time with it, and the last little while has been really difficult. And, you know, I usually hope at this point that I have answers and advice for people. I don't have any advice on this. I need advice, I think. I don't know what to do to turn that around. I'm just not happy with my body. A lot of it has to do with excess skin. The smaller I get, the worse it is, and the more strangely shaped I get. And it's difficult. It's tough. I knew it would happen, and I am reaping what I sowed by allowing myself to be 460 pounds. I understand that. You know, I've had 2 kids. I've been pregnant twice. I've had 2 C-sections. You know, my skin is terrible. I have bad stretch marks and that sort of thing. I scar easily in addition to everything else. So I just have a severe lack of confidence right now when it comes to my appearance. that has to do with a lot of things. It is not just weight loss surgery or weight loss. Being in a relationship has something to do with it, unfortunately. It has nothing to do with Chris specifically, I have to say that. It has to do with me and how I feel about things. I just don't feel confident. Sometimes I think I felt better about myself sometimes at 460 pounds than I do right now. And I know that sounds super crazy. I think it's easier at the beginning of your journey, maybe because you get more compliments, and it's not that people don't compliment me now, but I don't know that it gets harder when that stops, but I guess maybe now is when I need those things, and of course it's not happening because most of the people that I see are people I see all the time, and they know what I look like now. A lot of the compliments that I get on my appearance are things that aren't really me, if that makes sense. So I'll get a lot of like, oh my gosh, you have awesome hair, or I love your nails, or your jewelry, or your clothes. And that's cool. I'm down with people who want to compliment my personal style, and certainly that makes me feel good, but they're not really about me, if that makes sense. And I don't know how to sort of describe that without sounding really shallow. I have never been someone who is super concerned about people finding me attractive, but I think because I feel so insecure and vulnerable about it right now, I guess maybe crave that feedback, and I don't know. I think I just sound really vain. It's not. I guess I just wish I could be more comfortable with myself, and it's not really happening right now, and I don't like that feeling. I don't like not feeling confident. I think that it affects the way I act around people in social situations, in my relationship, my everyday life, and I'm not a fan of that. I like to think of myself as, confident and outgoing and all of those things, and it's hard for me when I feel like I'm not attractive, or not even that I'm not attractive, that I'm not comfortable with myself. I think that's what's bothering me the most. It's not even what other people think, it's what I think. It's that I am not comfortable, and that's what bothers me. The thing was, I never cared before what other people thought so much, because I was happy, or comfortable at least, and now I'm not. And some of it is literal discomfort. It's just physical discomfort with my body, with my excess skin, with frustration, with not being able to wear certain clothes or whatever, because the excess skin makes it so that things don't fit correctly or don't look good, or, I have to wear shapewear all the time if I, want to look normal. That's just really hard. Yeah, so, I don't know. I know that there are other people who struggle with this on their journey, and I wish that I had answers. I don't. I need answers. I need to know what it is that I need to do to get that back. I talked about wanting to get back to working out and fitness, and hoping that would make things better. And, I know that I've come a long way. I just wish I knew how to convince myself that this body is worth being comfortable with. I worked hard to get here. I know that. I just wish I knew how to translate that into more confidence. I'm going to actually make a part 2 to this video because I want to address what Phil talked about this week. So I will see you guys in part 2. Bye.